Hi y'all, it's me again. This is Larissa, YOLO Ranch. I had done a quick review or demonstration with the other egg peeler, so I thought it would only be fair if I showed you this one as well. This is the first machine that I purchased. You'll have to excuse my clutter. I have a tiny house. We live in a really small house, so my counter space is limited and everything's kind of cluttered. But anyway, um, I purchased this machine from Vavor directly. They do have them available on Amazon as well. Um, and I do suggest if you're going to buy it to buy it on Amazon because that way, if you don't like it, you can return it. If you buy it from Vavor, they will do everything in their power to keep you from returning it, and it's just a nightmare. I tried to return this one, and we went rounds and rounds and rounds. Turned up that I ended up keeping it. They refunded part of my money, enough money that I was able to go ahead and purchase the one that I like a little bit better, which is this one over here, the one I demonstrated the other day. So we'll get back to that here in just a little bit, but I've been working on some eggs here, and my original analysis that I did not like the machine. I think it's going to stand, and it's just because, for one, it comes with a hose, which I don't have hooked up here because there's no way to connect it to my sink. It comes with some little hose clamps, and you're supposed to clamp it onto some type of water outlet and be able to run your water in here. But instead, I set it up where my faucet will just trickle into the machine, and it does the same thing. If you look in there, basically it just showers it down inside there, and it doesn't do anything, I don't think, other than rinse them a little bit. And it might help with the way this plastic grips. I think it works about the same without the water, but this one's designed for it, so I wanted to give it a chance with the water to see what it would do. And what I've come up with is that you have to set it up over a sink, just because the eggs will go through here. They roll through that on those rollers inside and on this one, and then they drop out here, and there's really no way to put a bucket underneath it. In addition to this little slot right here is where the water runs out on that side. So it kind of runs in both places. Whenever it's actually operating, water just kind of comes out everywhere. So you have to set it up over a sink. And then as you're peeling it, it drops your eggshells into this tray. The tray pops out so that you can dump it. I found it easier that every few minutes I'll just come in and grab the shells. I put them over here in a pan because what I do is I bake them and just to dry them out, and then I feed them back to my quail and my chickens and the birds because it helps with their calcium needs. So anyway, as stated before, and when I showed you on the other one, both of these peeling machines, you have to pre-crack the eggs. So what I was doing is just plopping some eggs into a jar. And this is just a pint jar, and I'll put about 5 of them in there. Put my hand over it. You could put the lid on, but I think that's just unnecessary. You're just gonna kind of shake them around to crack them up. And then, of course, I need to come over here and turn the machine on. And you can see it starts rolling in there, all the little rollers. And it's really a neat design, but it does not come with any instructions on what to do, how to set it up to make it work right. It's got the very limited instructions that don't give you really any information. So that was one of my big complaints to them. So I drop it in there, and it rolls it down the chute and it spits it out there. So it'd be nice to be able to put a catch pan underneath here, but eventually that catch pan's gonna fill up with water. So I just let them dumping it down into the sink, and you can see there is where the egg peelings come out most of the time. You do sometimes get them stuck on these rollers here, and what I'll do is kind of stick my finger in there, and one rolls one way and one going the other opposite direction, but I just stick my fingernail in there and just kind of scrape it every once in a while. Just make sure you don't get your fingers stuck in there, and clean those off. But we'll do a couple here. Got my water going in there. Sorry, I'm not real great at videoing one and doing things one-handed, but see there, it just obliterated that egg. So it's like I get two good ones and then I get one that it just ruins the egg, and that's not very cost efficient to those of us raising eggs. That one looks like it did okay. And that one did pretty good too. So I don't know if it's the difference in the way the eggs are cracked or what it is, but sometimes it just really destroys the egg, and I'm not happy about that. So there's the eggs that it's peeled and the shells. So then, like I said, I'll just grab these shells and put them over here so that I can dry them out later. So then if we come over, let me turn this water off. Come over to this other one and put a couple eggs in here to crack. Bend down here and turn this on. The switch is way at the end of the cord, so I really have to reach. Okay, so I've just got a catch bowl set up over here, and I'm sure you've seen this in my other video, but just cracked my eggs. And I'm set it on there, and then I roll it around and push down a little bit, and it doesn't spit them out, but then you can just pick them up one at a time and move them off, or roll them off with your hand. So my eggs cracked, and just kind of roll it around on there. Sometimes they come off really good and sometimes they don't. So the big difference is that this one does not seem to obliterate the eggs as bad, and to me that's a big plus, even though it doesn't want to cooperate sometimes. But for the most part, I'm still saying that this is the better way to go. Costs less, destroys less as well. Alright, have a great day, y'all. Bye. Hi guys, it's me again, Larissa here at YOLO Ranch, and tonight I'm working on peeling quail eggs so I can pickle them and get them sealed up, labeled, and ready to go out the door for all of you that really enjoy pickled eggs. If you didn't know that we did pickled eggs, I've got 6 flavors right now that are really good, really popular, and there's 4 or 5 more that I'm wanting to try my first batch at and see how they are. But I'm always looking for new ideas and flavors just to appeal to every person out there. Anyway, I had bought this egg peeler on Vevor, and it's a great big machine. It is super big, super heavy, and it requires you to hook the hose up to a sink or something permanent, and it's so big that you can't just leave it out. Well, we live in a tiny house right now, so my counter space and my storage is not all that great. And I tried the machine and I didn't have much luck with it. So instead, I ordered this little machine here on Amazon, and the first time I tried it, I was not happy with it at all. I had boiled my eggs and let them sit in the refrigerator for a couple days, and I think that that's what my problem was, because this time I boiled all my eggs today, and I put them in their water ice bath. These are the ones that I've already done, and these are some that I have left, and they come out of their ice bath. Some of them are cracked and some of them are not. So what I figured out is that the ones that are cracked can go straight in the peeler, like this one, and the ones that don't have any cracks in them go into a jar. So what I do is the ones that need to be cracked go in the jar, and the ones that don't, I could put straight on there. And what my problem was before is that I put it on there and I just let it spin, and it didn't do nothing, you know. The video I had watched, they just peeled right off. But I found out that if you just kind of push down and roll it around, it takes that shell right off. So, okay, that works much better than I originally thought it would. I'm doing one at a time compared to the 5 that they showed in the video, but maybe I can get there once I have a little bit more practice. So these are the ones that are already cracked directly out of the ice bath, and you can see they come off pretty easy. They're not as pretty as the ones I soak in vinegar. Before I got my machine, I would just soak my eggs in vinegar overnight and it would dissolve the calcium shell. Then I just have to peel off the membrane, and they came out so pretty and didn't have any gouges. This does damage the eggs sometimes. You get little nicks in them, but they're still going to taste the same, I guess. And there are a few sacrifices that I think that actually had blowouts during the boiling process, so when I stuck them on the machine, it really obliterated them. But I'll stick those in a leftover brine jar and just eat them myself. I don't have a problem with it. Here are the ones that haven't been cracked yet, so I just put them in a jar and I just give them a shake and crack them up. And I found that the best thing to do is to make sure that the end, the biggest round end is cracked, and then if you put it on the machine and just like the last ones, just kind of move it around till it catches. Oh, this one wants to be difficult, doesn't it? Come on. Well, it's still going to be much faster than if I was to peel that sucker by hand without the shell being soaked off. Come on. Maybe I didn't crack that one enough. I put too many in my jar, I think. Doesn't let them rattle around much. Well, that one's going to make a liar of me. We'll try another one. Ooh, get my finger stuck in there. Doesn't hurt, but might not be good for the machine. Alright, we'll try this one. We'll roll it around a little bit. Once it catches, it just takes it right off, so it makes it nice and easy. Anyway, if you're considering quail eggs, peeling quail eggs, I would definitely say that this machine is a plus, and give it a try. See if you like it as much as I do. I know it's saving me a lot of time, so thumbs up for this one. Happy with it. Thanks for watching, y'all. Have a good night.